Welcome back to another episode of Uncharted 4x4 Adventures. We've just left the Flinders Ranges. Had a sick time there. That place is out of this world. The landscapes, the four-wheel driving, just everything. The property's immaculate. If it's not on your bucket list and you like your camping, you can't go past it. Just put it in the diary and get out here. Even if you've only got a spare day or two. We covered most of the hard tracks over in the Hungry Ranges and also covered some of the ones in the Flinders Ranges in the one day, and it was awesome. I, for one, will definitely be back. From here, we're pushing forward. We're gonna go out to WILLOW Springs, which is another working station that you can stay on. Yeah, keen to see that. That's kind of it. I believe that's right on the edge of the Flinders Ranges. It might even be in the Flinders Ranges, but it's another one I've been told to go check out. So we're pointing our nose in that direction and heading out there. Uncharted 4x4's Adventures is hitting the Flinders Ranges. Coming at ya. So, just about to go for a walk. One thing I do with Ali whenever I come out to these places, if there's sand or dark rock, or if it's getting up around the 30 degrees, is feel the temperature of the ground first. If you can't put your hand on the back, so the back of your hand on the ground for 6 to 10 seconds, then it's too hot for the dog to walk on. You'll burn their paws. I know they've got hardy paws, but it's just too hot. I've tried to go into a pet store, been into a few pet stores along the way, haven't found any that have sold like shoes for the dog. You can buy Outback shoes for dogs. The ones that I've found have all been for small dogs, not big dogs, so need to get a set of those. This is fine today. It is pretty warm, but the ground's not too hot, so we should be fine. We'll go now and have a bit of a look. So, we're at Araro Rock, an Aboriginal rock art site. 2 hours return, 3 kilometre walk. Let's give it a go. WILPENA Pound, delivering the goods. Mountain trail. This is tiring. Look at this. Giant rock. Everywhere you look out here. Stunning. Didn't have my drone, so I climbed on top of a rock to get the same effect. All I need to do is do a little bit of a buzzing noise. Bzzz. Whew. made me dizzy. What a view though. Have a look at this, WILPENA Pound. Gorgeous. This is actually smack bang in the middle of 3 different ranges. We got WILPENA Pound right there. We got the Chance Ranges over there. And we got the Elder Ranges over the back there with Mount Alec. At sunset, when these go down, because this whole area is sandstone, all these mountain ranges glow orange. It's quite spectacular to see apparently. I think I'm going to try to stay somewhere tonight with a nice vantage point of it all. But get a load of this, Chris. I did not know this. I come all the way out here to WILPENA Pound. They've actually named a part of it after you. Dick Knob. Got up nice and early to check out the sunrise over WILPENA Pound. What a magical morning. Got up bright and early to watch the sunrise up over the Chase Ranges, and God, I'm glad I did. Harley, enjoying the view. We're on the move again. Beautiful campsite last night. Watched the sun go down and sun come up. Normally a lot of the places you go, you get either one or the other, but where I was, both of them were just breathtaking. Today's plan, we're just heading north in the car. Got to go by WILPENA Pound. There's a grocery store there. Need to stock up on a few groceries and then move north. I think we're still going to point our nose towards WILLOW Springs. Yeah, we'll see how we go. we are all checked in and ready to hit Skytrek. It's about 10 o'clock in the morning. Just was inside having a chat with the owner, Brendan Reynolds. He's the third generation owner of this property. All right, so we are checked in. We've got the keys and we've got the map for Skytrek. Pretty excited to do this. So what they give you is they give you a bit of a map here that shows you the property. We're down here somewhere, right near number 1, and you follow this track around. Now, the track takes about 7 hours to complete, including like lunch stops and plenty of time to stop off and take photos at all these different waypoints. You also get this second one here that actually, pardon me, actually gives you all these waypoints along this drive. Gives you a distance from get-go. So what we'll need to do when we get in the car is reset the kilometre odometer thing, and then keep an eye on that to know when we're hitting these waypoints. Some things are noticeable, like large boulders and cabins and stuff, but other things not so much. Some of them just talk about different trees and different things throughout the whole thing. But a whole bunch of information here. Very excited to get out there and make my way around. There's no camping on the track, but there is camping back here. So I'm going to set off and see how we go. Okay, so we're about to air down for Skytrek. Now, I thought I'd do a quick tutorial on tyre deflators. This is a standard tyre deflator. This one's an XMT. I think it was bought super cheap auto. This is pretty much an essential for anyone that wants to go off-road. Deflating a tyre gives you a whole bunch of different benefits when going off-road. When you flatten the tyre, the surface area that actually touches the ground is much greater. Therefore, driving through sand or mud, you're less likely to bog down. Most people, depending on what kind of terrains, you can air down to anything from 18 psi to 25 psi. If you're in extreme conditions or if you've got beadlocks, you can go down a lot lower than that, but generally it's recommended sort of 18 to 25 psi. I'm probably going to take it down to maybe 20 psi just to see how we go, and go from there. Now with this, you take the valve cap off. Now this has a little latch here. When that's forward, it's blocking the pressure. When this is back, it actually lets air out much faster. This little device here inside, this little thing here, is actually what goes in and takes the valve spring out of the inside to let air out a lot faster. So first of all, check that that's forward. Grab this and you want to screw, you hold the hose and you want to screw the whole thing on to the thread as if you were putting on a tyre inflator. So you screw that all the way in. A little bit of air might come out, which is normal. So you screw it all the way in. Now, I always do half a turn back just because it allows the air to come out. Now you need to hold pressure on this end spring right here and screw anti-clockwise. The reason you're holding pressure, you'll feel it click over the valve. You screw that till that comes undone. Once that's done, you hear it click, you pull this out and the valve is now released. Now at the moment, as I said, there is a little bit of air coming out, but as soon as I pull this air release back, a lot more air comes out. Now to stop it, you push it back forward. As I said, a little bit of air comes out, but nothing to worry about. You push it forward and it gives you a correct reading of how much PSI you are. So currently sitting on 35. I'm going to drop it down, as I said, to about 20 PSI and we'll go from there. So now what you want to do is you push this valve thing that's holding the valve at the top of this spring all the way in and screw it back in clockwise. Do that up, doesn't have to be ridiculously tight, but do make sure it is pinching. Now you grab the whole thing just above the air release and you unscrew it. And that is how you deflate a tyre. Now one thing to recommend is always keep track of where you put these little valve things, or even carry some in the car. The amount of times I've lost these on the tracks is uncountable. They're so small, it doesn't take much for them to blow away, so try to keep track of where you leave them. And as I said, it's always handy to have a few spares in the car. Now I've got 3 more to do before we hit Skytrek. Let's do this. Alright, we are at the start of Skytrek. Odometer reading 0. Let's do this. So each waypoint, as I said, although it does have how many kilometers in, they're also signposted. Just hanging out here with some sheeps. And this one here says it's a natural spring, first of many. Excited, are we? Give me some skin. Give me some skin. Yeah! So this one looks like an interesting one. Number 6, 3.3 k's in, Aboriginal engravings. Small cliff face. There are numerous Aboriginal engravings believed to have been carved by Aboriginals who inhabited the region before the more recent, I don't even know how to say that, Andiamanathana people. Please do not touch them. Let's go check them out. This is the rock face. It is really hard to see, but there are carvings. It almost looks like somebody's grabbed a rock and just engraved it into the rock face. Still very cool nonetheless. It's definitely getting hot out here. Terrain's changed again. We've come out of the creek bed and we're now slowly getting up onto the plains. These are black bullock bushes. They look a bit like olive bushes. They get mistaken for those all the time. Interesting thing is, if you have a look at all these trees, these would be fully, like, the leaves and the branches would go all the way down to the ground, but animals like to graze them, and that's why all these trees have all the foliage just on the top half, which I think is pretty fascinating. Interesting. I learned that from this sheet which they give you when you drive around here. They teach you about all the different vegetation and everything. This trip makes learning fun. It's like I'm in school, but I get to do it in a four-wheel drive. Winning! My God, it's hot out here. Whee! Station friends. And through we go. Old Moxon Hut. Long drop toilet over in the distance there. This was built in the early 1960s. Has been restored since new. Nissan 4x4 Club recently did it in 2018. But it's pretty cool. Fireplace collapsed and they had to rebuild it, but yeah, a couple of old relics in here too. Very cool. Very cool. Check out this gorge. Look at all the rocks that are scattered all over the place. A lot of those, in like high winds and heavy downpours, have come from up the top there and just rolled down the hill. Some of them are pretty decent. There's one over there that's huge. Imagine being down here when there's just giant boulders coming down, coming at you. Pretty awesome. Would be bloody scary though. So we're just following this track. It looks like it goes down onto and follows a riverbed. Not a bad spot for lunch, down on this riverbed here, under the shade of a massive gum tree. And previous explorers haven't even made a rock tower. Whenever you find these things, you're supposed to come pick up a stone. So you pick your stone, and you just mount it on top. Oh. There we go. Ready for the next person. Another riverbed. Check out the colour of these rocks. They're like got green tinges to them. Sort of scattered the whole way up, but very cool. So this is a Malcolm Mulgrade's tractor. It was a 1940s tractor that was purchased by the Reynolds family in 1960. And it was used up until 1982. Played a lot of these tracks out here, but obviously now it's out here. It's a bit of an attraction, a bit of a testament to the old times. Got sick of the nav braking, so thought I'd trade it in for something a little more reliable. And this, ladies and gentlemen, is why it's called Skytrek. 360-degree views as if you're up in the sky. How stunning is that? We've got the moon up there too. I think it's that time of day. Cheers. One last lookout over here, a little bit further around. WILPENA Pound. Oh, hang on, got to grab a rock. There's one. Just a little one on this one. It's all skew-if. There we go. Highest point though. So there's a comments book that should be in here. Have to leave a name and date in here. Very cool. Alrighty, we have just rolled into camp and set up. It's 6 p.m. so we set off at 10:30 to do Skytrek track. It says it takes 7 hours. It took us a little bit longer, running back and forth trying to film and stop for a beer up to watch the sunset. Took a little bit longer than expected, but good drive all in all. You don't realize this, but there's so many different terrains out here, so many different landscapes and environments. So when you drive out, that just gives you a really good variety of all of them. 1 minute you're driving through like pine trees, the next minute you're driving through something that might be like the desert, the next minute you're on red dirt. Like seriously, there's a little bit of everything out there. Wasn't particularly hard driving. I think you could pretty much take even a stock four-wheel drive up there. Might want all terrains and maybe a 2-inch lift, but even if you took a stock modern day four-wheel drive up there, I think you'd probably do it fairly easy for I think 80% up until about the 70-kilometer mark. I did it all in two-wheel drive. I think there was like once or twice actually that I put it in four-wheel, but you can do most of it in two-wheel drive. Tonight's plan, just gonna chill. It's been a long day in the car. It's been a hot day. It's been 40 degrees. Keen just to wait for the sun to go down behind this mountain behind me. Then I'll probably heat some food up for dinner. Just have an early night. I'm pretty knackered, but all in all, awesome day. Another recommendation for your bucket list. Anyway guys, I'm calling it a night. Have a good one. Yoo! And that, ladies and gentlemen, is Willow Springs and Skytrek. That was a bloody awesome experience. Unfortunately, as it didn't have the drone, drone really gets to showcase how big some of these ranges are and just gives you a different aspect on things. But in saying that, hopefully the GoPro footage is enough to entice you to come out here and explore in person. It's one thing to sit in your living room and see what I'm getting up to. It's another thing to come out here and actually experience it in person. So if you're just starting off in four-wheel driving, or you're an experienced four-wheel driver and you just want to get out here and see what the Flinders Ranges is about, this gives you a really good experience. So highly recommend it. Willow Springs, get out here and enjoy it.